When the camera pans across the courtrooms, it is a multitude of Asian, Hispanic, white, which is beautiful. I mean, you have people from all over are just, this appeals to common sense to everybody. When everyone in this economy is barely making it, barely surviving, you've got a tiny little township, revenues are down everywhere in their sliding scale. The state of California and counties, yeah, they're issuing out IOUs, and then, a little thing called transparency.
Well, the little thing called transparency also uncovered up in Ann Arbor that they fired a whole bunch of firemen because they couldn't afford to keep on all their firemen. But then they turned around in one fell swoop, bought a $750,000 piece of artwork to display in the town square. Having lived in Ann Arbor before, the square needs something, but probably dark sunglasses because you're in the state of Michigan.
Oh my God.
But yes, so they fired firemen and bought this extremely, I think, phenomenally expensive piece of artwork.
The town did?
Yes,
Jeez.
and it wasn't even a U.S. citizen. Having it flown in from Germany.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
So it's not even supporting a job for an American artist?
No.
Wow. Wow, wow. Well, you know, Chandler, because you and I are huge fans of the state of Arizona and the legislative leadership they're pioneering out there, I just wanted to say today I'd like to dedicate this show, if I may,
yes,
with on the fly, without your permission in advance. I want to dedicate this show to the township of Bell, California. Thank you so much for the good work of the township of Bell, California.
Well, actually, I think it was pretty fucking crappy work if they allowed this to go on. I mean,
they had no idea.
I know how long has it been going on. Well, what were the other council members doing?
Okay, so here's what the council members have. The chief of police and the town council president have since resigned as of yesterday.
Did they catch it when they were voting on it, or did they vote on it and now somebody got caught 2 years later?
I don't know. But
that makes all the difference to me in the world.
I'll tell you what, the town council, though, as in the past 24 to 48 hours, has also decided they voted on and successfully passed unanimously that they are going to reduce their salaries by 90%, so that it will mimic sort of like the $22,000 a year for the part-time job.
They need to all be in jail.
And that is exactly what's now happening. So the California state attorney is getting involved, the FBI is getting involved, actually. First, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you the reasons why, but this is what's going on in the news, what they're reporting. And what's interesting is the citizens are shouting both English and Spanish, you get out of here. You should all quit. You should all resign. Let's start with a fresh new slate of candidates. And
well, they need a fresh new set of candidates in Ann Arbor and Bell, California.
Yeah. So here's what I think is great. Here is a manifestation of what's happening in a local tiny township, and this is exactly what we need to have happen coming in November. The exact same thing. This is the kind of transparency that the president promised he would provide to all of us. I would love to see it. I'm a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of the president, but I, of course, respect him. And I said, okay, since there were so many of my friends and Democrat colleagues that hated the Bush administration because of the lack of transparency and the secrecy and all the things going on behind and people couldn't understand why we were doing certain things overseas. And I'm like, okay, fine. All right, you got your man in. Let's see the transparency. That sounds good to me. I'm down for that. And then there is no transparency. So I'm just sort of sitting there just looking at my friends like.
I have no idea where you just went. Okay.
You have no idea the transparency for.
Right.
Okay.
But I need to know. I need to know for Bell, California, how long they've been getting these salaries. Because if they've been getting these salaries for like 10 years, I actually think that the citizens that live in that township should also be pistol whipped. Because this has been going on for how long? I just need to know how long it's been going on.
I didn't pay attention to that. For me, it was not an important question, so I didn't probe for that.
Because if it's transparent, it happened. It got caught right when they voted on it, like in Ann Arbor. Got caught when they voted on it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So this has been going on in Bell, California for 15 years or so. You're going to have a hard time making me feel sorry for those residents because they didn't hold their council people.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for them. I'm cheering them on.
No, I would pistol whip them because I need to know how long they've been allowing their council members and that they didn't hold anyone accountable. Hey, if you don't pay your taxes, you're still held accountable no matter why.
Right.
So, for them, wouldn't you need to know where your money is going? Hey, it should be all public. It's in the books. Your budget, anyone can go to it. And nobody cared enough to find out.
Because the culture of the day, Chandler, people this is what I'm saying. This is what is so beautiful. We've hit a tipping point in our country now. People are now finally owning up and taking accountability for what their representatives are doing. And they're standing up, they're beginning to ask questions, they're going to town meetings, they're looking at the ledgers and the records of where our money is going. And I think it was probably as simple as that is my understanding.
Okay.
You know how people like generally just sort of assign away, which is how our public is supposed to work. You put people in office to represent you because you and I and everyone else out there, we do other things full-time for a living. We can't possibly be accountable for reviewing all the details of what it takes to run and manage our government. And so these people have left their trust in these elected officials to operate and run the town of Bell, California from them, and they've realized they've been duped the whole time. These guys are now being ousted out of office, they're being tarred and feathered. I think it's fantastic. I just think it's a precursor for what's to come in November in our nation's capital. So I'm excited and pumped.
Good.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I still don't feel sorry for these people if it's been going on for 15 years.
I don't feel sorry for them. That's not my angle.
Well,
gosh darn it.
I think everybody should be held accountable.
Well, something else is going on that's an interesting sort of transparency out in Oklahoma. There's a gentleman, I apologize, I did not capture all the names, but I think his last name is Manmuth or something like that. He's running for like a district court judge in another township in Oklahoma. And if you folks wanted to learn a little bit more about that campaign, you can go to this really interesting website. One of the pleasures and beauties, folks, about listening to internet radio is you can also, as we're mentioning off certain facts and figures, that you too can pop open a window next to VID00008 and you can check out what we're talking about and follow along. Check out this website. It is www.donotvoteformydad.com.
Who did that? Why did he do that?
Okay, so there's this, he's an attorney and he's a judge at some certain level, local township in Oklahoma, and he's running for a public office also as in a judgeship.
Okay.
I'm sorry to be so vague about that, but his own daughter and son-in-law are so outraged and incensed and so concerned about her own father, this family member, running for office because they don't think that he has the integrity and the good sort of judgment to manage affairs for this township, because his daughter is also a lawyer, worked in like the local district attorney's office in that county or city, and so did the son-in-law. They literally have thrown up a website, donotvoteformydad.com, and they have a series of 7 cases.
Yep. District 21 judicial candidate John Mantooth.
That's it, John
Dear
Mantooth.
voters of District 21, we are shocked by both the extent and nature of our media coverage the story has generated. Well, she should have thought about that before she put up
No, that's not her. That's a response from someone else who's trying to counter everything that she's saying.
No, this is her. This is her post. Comments off. They put in the comments off. And we completely agree with Mr. Mantooth that the viewers should look at his experience and record. But she's got quite a bit...
But she's actually listed, so there's like 7 or 8 links of cases that apparently her father has judged in or been involved in. And when you click on 1 or 2 of those documents, then you go off into lawyer land, which is completely boring and not interesting to me. But they've got facts.
He's been married quite a few times.
Huh?
He's been married quite a few times.
Well, there's that. So it's really, really interesting. So, hey, that's the beauty of free speech, and that's the beauty of the internet age that we're in. And I know it's not a comfortable thing to... sort of look into family squabbles.
It says John Mantooth is not a good father, not a good grandfather. In my opinion, a review of his 37-year record as an attorney in Cleveland, Garvin, and McLean counties reveal that he would not be a good judge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That leaves nothing for interpretation.
Oh, no, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
DoNotVoteForMyDad.com.
Very good. Well, in Twitter, as you know, the famous one, Shit My Dad Says, they even are making it into a sitcom.
I love that website. I love that.
They're making it into a sitcom.
Why don't you tell our listeners about that who may not be familiar?
It's shit my dad says on Twitter.com. Go on Twitter.com, and it's literally shit that his dad says in 140 characters or less.
But his dad's older and maybe has slight dementia or something?
No, he's like smart as a whippersnapper, and it's this kid is like a slack ass, moved back in with his father, and it's basically his father just sort of ribbing him the whole time, and he takes all the ribbing and he puts it up on Twitter. It's actually quite hysterical. Hey, when we come back...
Oh, is it time for a break?
Yes, it is time for a break.
Oh, thank you so much.
When we come back, we're going to go ahead and introduce you to Keith Center of the Dreamscapes Project.
Excellent.
You're listening to www.bgx.com. I promise you I'd look out for it.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, that helps. So, even though it's right there, I can't see it on my periphery. I don't know why, so... I'm just so focused on Chandler.
Well, I should wear lingerie next time. That'll make you less focused. See, I love this. People put up shit.
Amy
this
looks
isn't
good.
one. Huh?
Amy, is that?
Emily.
Emily looks good.
Oh, no.
I'm crying.
Why am I hating that? Are you okay over there?
Yeah, it's hot.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, well, she's had to turn off her responses. She's got 540,000 hits.
What do you want to hear after on the way out off of this?
Let's just go ahead and
Yeah,
bring
go
us
right back
in.
into him.
We're just going to do one song per break at this point.
I was saying, like, after he's done playing, do you want to play another one of his on the way out?
Sure.
Which one? What do you? It doesn't matter to us what you play. But
I'm
what
playing
song,
2 now. I think he played 10.
Right. What song do you want for the next one?
Where's your Midwestern accent?
I like Seldom and Sword.
Well, you know, he
hates
probably left it up there by the UP. You know, all them Scandinavians up there. You know,
Unfortunately, I was born in Los
Fourth.
Oh, there you go.
Fourth,
So
which
there's that whole thing.
sorry, fourth, which we know you don't like, but he likes it.
number 4.
Okay, all right. It's his call. He's our guest.
No, I mean, if you want something else, you can do it.
See, I was born and bred in Wisconsin, so
Where were you born?
I was born in a about an hour west of Green Bay, in the Podunk town.
Okay.
You know where Shawano is?
Sean, yeah.
Yeah, like that. Shawano. I'm
Someone to bring
40
us
minutes
in
from
and
Shawano.
introduce you.
Sure.
Okay.